Kaido was one of the 4 emperors of the sea in the world of One Piece, that is, until the events of the Wano Country arc. And Kaido was part of the legendary Rocks pirates, and he served the role of an apprentice on this crew. After Rocks died and the pirate crew split apart on God Valley, 38 years ago, Kaido went his own way and decided to create his own pirate crew. Thus, the Beast Pirates were born, and they only went on to make a great name for themselves with passing time. The Beast Pirates eventually became a Yonko crew, and they set their sights on Wano, a powerful land of the samurai in the New World. Kaido ruled Wano for over 20 years and eventually was defeated by none other than Luffy. Kaido's story concluded in quite a vague manner, and fans are still wondering to this day if he's dead or if he managed to survive. Kaido's story begins in the Vodka Kingdom in the New World. This was a place that waged wars in order to survive, and Kaido was one of their main assets at the time, even though he was 8 years old. While Kaido was an incredible asset for them at the time, they soon realized that he was too powerful to control. As such, Kaido was eventually sold off to the Navy in exchange for a position at the World Council by the Vodka Kingdom. Naturally, Kaido proved to be too hard for the Navy to contain at the time, and he managed to escape. In fact, Kaido managed to rampage from that point on until the age of 15 all across the sea. He would get captured on purpose so that he could eat and then escape. Eventually, he ran into Whitebeard on the pirate island. Rocks D. Zebek, captain of the Rocks Pirates, was interested in him and decided to make him his apprentice. Kaido worked with the Rocks Pirates for quite a long time, and eventually, the God Valley incident occurred. On that day, Kaido was given the Uo Uo no Mi model Siryu by none other than Big Mom. Shortly afterwards, Kaido went on to establish his own crew, and, by this point in time, his goals in life were very clear. Kaido wanted to create a world of equality, just like many others in One Piece have wanted. For instance, Big Mom wants to create a world of equality as well, which is why she established Todo Land. Similarly, Kaido had a very intriguing dream. However, in his eyes, equality can only be achieved when the celestial dragons are torn from their throne and made to fight like everyone else. According to Kaido, those who fight and survive are worthy of respect and should be allowed to live. Those who are weak should perish. Kaido's idea of equality was twisted, however, it was a very defined idea. For this reason, Kaido established the Beast Pirates, and his eventual goal was to tear down the celestial dragons, which, ironically, is somewhat similar to that of Luffy. At some point in his life, Kaido also came across the legend of Joy Boy. For the longest time, Kaido believed that he was Joy Boy himself. When Kaido freed Albur, the latter believed that Kaido was Joy Boy and that he was the only one capable of changing the world. However, something changed with time, and Kaido eventually realized that he was not Joy Boy. However, by this point, he had somehow got the idea that Joy Boy would reappear in the future in the land of Wano. This became Kaido's primary reason for staying behind in Wano, aside from manufacturing weapons and establishing a pirate country. Knowing that Joy Boy would appear in Wano, Kaido patiently waited for him, and at this point in his life, he established his main goal, and that was to welcome Joy Boy in his own way. According to Kaido, he had already figured out who Joy Boy would be, and when King asked him who this person was, Kaido responded by saying that it would be the person who manages to defeat him. In a way, Kaido was waiting to be defeated by Joy Boy to herald his return to the world. The conclusion to Kaido's story was quite interesting. In Wano, Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates found out about his tyranny and decided to take him down once and for all. Although Kaido was incredibly difficult to fight, Luffy managed to raise himself to his level and fight him in a one-on-one battle eventually. This fight went on for quite a long time, and, for the vast majority of it, Luffy was still learning to fight like a Yonko. Eventually, he got the perfect grasp of skills such as Conqueror's Haki and Fusion, and he used this to great effect in the fight. Still, it wasn't enough for him to topple Kaido, and then, his devil fruit awakened. Once that happened and Nika descended on the world, Kaido realized that it was time for his vision to come true. Kaido fought against Nika to the best of his abilities. However, he was shocked to know that Nika fought with immense freedom and that he brought laughter and joy to wherever he went. Eventually, Luffy defeated Kaido with a powerful attack that sent him down through the ground into an underground magma pit. This is the same place where Big Mom ended up after she was defeated by Law and Kid. It is impossibly difficult for anyone to survive in a magma crater for extended periods of time. However, both Kaido and Big Mom are known to have incredibly tough exteriors. Big Mom has been described as an iron balloon and Kaido has the scales of a dragon. Fans already know that Odin managed to survive an hour-long boiling where the temperature kept rising. If Odin could do that, perhaps Big Mom and Kaido could as well. However, what reduces the chances of survival is what happened after. A giant volcanic eruption took place and there was a mini cataclysm near Udon. Surviving this would be very difficult for them, especially since they were both extremely exhausted and injured at that point. The chances of Kaido and Big Mom to have survived the cataclysm are very low. It is likely that Kaido ended up dying. However, what gives fans hope is the fact that the Big Mom pirates were seen shortly after the explosion near the seas of Wano and they ended up fighting against the CP0. This could be a sign that Big Mom was somehow rescued by her pirate crew and, perhaps, the reason why they were outside of Wano was to eventually fish Big Mom out after she lost. If Big Mom would survive the cataclysm, so would Kaido. In fact, it is even possible for the Big Mom pirates to have saved Kaido with Big Mom. That said, it would make more sense for Kaido to have died. His goals in life have been successfully met. Kaido wanted to welcome Joy Boy and be defeated by him. His dream came true. He also wanted a world of equality and Luffy promised him that he will build a world where people can eat as much as they want. Looking back at his own life, Kaido would have realized that, as a kid, all he wanted was food, which is why he had to rely on being used as a mercenary in his poor country and, later on, get captured by the Navy on purpose just so he could fill his tummy. Even though he went on to commit all sorts of atrocious acts, he would be satisfied by the world that Luffy would build. Taking this into consideration, there isn't much a reason for Kaido to return. However, if he somehow did manage to survive the end of Wano, he could, perhaps, return in the future when Luffy takes on the world government. Knowing that he absolutely despises them and that one of his main goals in life was to tear them down from their power, Kaido would likely join forces with Nika and fight together. What do you guys think? Do you think Kaido will come back? Leave your answers in the comments section below. And I would really appreciate it if you press that subscribe button.